You Are Jerks, Sister Wives. Why Meri Brown clashed with Janelle and Cristin before Robin's entry. Meri Brown has always been very different from her other sister wives, Janelle and Cristin Brown, which is perhaps why they never got along well. Meri married her former husband, Cody Brown, in 1990, and a year later, they decided to pursue polygamy. Eventually, Janelle and Cristin joined the Brown family. Over the years, Meri acted as a matriarch, not only raising her child with Cody, but also helping raise his other children with Janelle and Cristin. In 2010, Meri allowed Cody to bring another wife, Robin Brown, into their home, further expanding their family. Meri had a friendly relationship with Cody until 2010, when Robin entered their lives. Robin, with her demure and reserved personality, became Cody's favorite wife, causing him to grow apart from Meri and show favoritism towards Robin. Eventually, Cody divorced Meri to legally marry Robin, as he wanted to adopt her 3 children from a previous relationship. Witnessing Cody's preference for Robin, Cristin and Janelle ended their spiritual union with Cody. Their actions inspired Meri to follow suit in early 2023, as she left Cody and moved on with her life. Recently, Meri appeared in an interview with Lie with Lesbian Speaking, where she revealed why she was different from other sister wives. She mentioned that Janelle and Cristin were bothered by her because she wore makeup. She recalled Janelle and Cristin telling her, "You shouldn't put makeup on your face and don't do your hair," as they believed it would feel more liberating. Meri admitted she followed their advice until she had unexpected visitors who saw her without makeup, leaving her feeling embarrassed. She concluded, "I'm like fine, Janelle and Cristin, you are jerks. I will never do this again." In Sister Wives Season 19, Cristin mentioned to her new husband, David Woolley, that Cody admired Robin during their camping trips because she was always out together and wore makeup. She said, "Cody would sit there and praise how they looked when we'd been swearing and slaving over the freaking food and cleaning up the campsite." Janelle also had a similar experience when her son, Hunter Brown, became upset that Robin's makeup routine was causing delays in their camping plans. During the interview, Meri expressed her thoughts on Robin's choice to prioritize doing her makeup during their camping trip. She highlighted that everyone in the family had their own interests, mentioning Janelle's love for camping and Cristin's passion for cooking. Meri and Robin, on the other hand, prioritized wearing makeup. She pointed out that Janelle and Cristin were early birds, while Robin tended to stay up late and sleep in, causing a delay in their plans as she did her makeup later in the day. Meri's recollection of the past made it seem like she was defending Robin. One YouTube user expressed frustration with Meri supporting Robin, stating, "Meri's still continuing to protect Cody and Robin." Another user added, "Meri seems to be having difficulty remembering all the lies the Brown family has told on the show over the years." While the Sister Wives cast member may have spoken positively about Robin, she has since moved on from their friendship and found people who truly care for her. Long before Robin Brown ever entered the Sister Wives world and became the lightning rod of controversy, the Brown family already had fractures forming beneath the surface. At the heart of many early tensions stood Meri Brown, Cody's first wife, whose complicated relationships with Janelle and Cristin were fraught with jealousy, isolation, and emotional landmines. Meri's infamous line, "You are jerks," directed at her fellow sister wives, wasn't a moment of dramatic flair. It was the boiling point of years of simmering resentment, miscommunication, and unmet expectations. The quote now echoes as a symbol of how fragile the Brown family foundation really was long before Robin was even in the picture. Meri, the legal wife and emotional outsider. When Meri married Cody in 1990, it was just the two of them. She was young, idealistic, and bought into the romanticized vision of plural marriage. But when Janelle joined the family just 3 years later, Meri's world shifted drastically. While Janelle brought practicality and logic to the family, Meri was more emotional and sensitive. The two couldn't have been more different. According to Meri, their personalities clashed from the start. Janelle preferred autonomy and structure, while Meri craved connection and emotional intimacy. Living under the same roof didn't make things easier. It amplified their differences. The house was small and boundaries were often crossed. Janelle openly admitted that she often felt like an outsider, perhaps even ganged up on by Meri and Cody, who had years of emotional and spiritual head start. But what Janelle didn't see was Meri struggling behind the scenes, feeling abandoned and threatened by Janelle's presence. Cody's attention was now divided, and Meri, who had once been his sole focus, felt cast aside. Cristin's arrival and the emotional shift. Cristin joined the family in 1994, and her role within the dynamic was immediately different. Warm, bubbly, and raised in a polygamous family herself, Cristin seemed tailor-made for plural marriage. She quickly took on the nurturing role, especially with the children, and became the glue that helped hold the family together in those early days. But Cristin's closeness with Janelle only further isolated Meri. Meri had trouble bonding with Cristin, especially when she felt that Cristin was siding with Janelle in disputes or intentionally leaving her out of family matters. Cristin, in turn, later confessed that she had her own insecurities. She didn't want to ruffle Meri's feathers and often walked on eggshells to avoid confrontation. But her efforts backfired. Instead of feeling included, Meri felt patronized. Things grew worse when Meri struggled with fertility while Cristin and Janelle were having children with Cody. Each pregnancy announcement cut Meri deeply. Not only was she dealing with emotional and physical pain, but she also believed the other wives didn't fully understand or support her through it. She felt invisible, and her sadness slowly turned into bitterness. "You are jerks." A boiling point. Years of silent tension eventually erupted. In a moment of unfiltered emotion, Meri snapped and declared, "You are jerks," to Janelle and Cristin. It wasn't just about one incident, it was a scream from the shadows, years in the making. The comment didn't just sting. It forced the family to face truths they had all been avoiding. Meri felt judged, excluded, and emotionally abandoned. Janelle felt attacked and misunderstood. Cristin, the peacemaker, was suddenly dragged into a war she didn't know how to end. To viewers of Sister Wives, that moment became infamous, a lightning strike that illuminated the storm clouds hanging over the Brown household. Meri wasn't just angry, she was heartbroken. The other wives weren't just defensive, they were tired of trying to appease someone they didn't truly understand. A foundation of fractures. Before Robin's arrival, the sister-wife dynamic was already precarious. Living under one roof meant limited privacy, overlapping responsibilities, and conflicting personalities. Instead of fostering unity, it often deepened divisions. Each wife had her own coping mechanisms. Janelle threw herself into work. Cristin found fulfillment in motherhood, and Meri held onto her identity through her legal marriage to Cody. But that legal bond became a source of resentment too. Cristin and Janelle never said it outright, but Meri's status as Cody's only legal wife gave her more decision-making power, especially over the children and finances. This caused subtle power struggles that chipped away at any chance of real harmony. And yet, they kept going for their children, for their faith, and for the vision of plural marriage they had once believed in. The calm before the Robin storm. By the time Robin entered the picture in 2010, the cracks in the Brown family were not only showing, they were gaping. Robin didn't create the dysfunction. She simply walked into it. Her bond with Cody may have been intense and disruptive, but the emotional chaos started long before her arrival. If anything, Robin's presence merely highlighted how disconnected the original trio had become. When Meri later divorced Cody so he could legally marry Robin and adopt her children, it was both a selfless act and a final unraveling of her emotional bond with Cody, and perhaps with the rest of the family too. Looking back with clarity, now years later, Meri has been able to reflect on her relationships with Janelle and Cristin. She's acknowledged her own role in the toxicity and admitted she didn't always handle things well. Cristin, after leaving the family, has echoed similar sentiments, saying that Meri often made her feel judged, but that they all had moments they weren't proud of. Janelle has remained the most reserved in her reflections, but even she admits that the emotional distance between the wives was real and damaging. Conclusion. Before there was Robin, there was wreckage. The truth is, Meri's "you are jerks" outburst wasn't about being mean or petty. It was about the unspoken pain, jealousy, and sadness that had gone unaddressed for years. It was about three women trying to live a spiritual principle in a modern world that rarely makes space for such complicated bonds.